Hello and welcome everybody from Vietnam. This time we'll visit a very important location of the Vietnam War, the Cu Chi tunnels. These tunnels are part of a very complex tunnel system which is underlying the whole country. The Viet Cong soldiers used these tunnels and constructed actually these tunnels in order to counterattack the growing American forces, in order to survive and also to fight back. So these tunnels were used as communication purposes, but also for food and weapon caches. And you can imagine that most of the tunnels were not so wide, but there were also some rooms which served as a hospital. So yeah, it was an absolutely amazing and complex structure. The Viet Cong soldiers used these tunnels to get behind the enemy lines, and this is how they could surprise the American forces many times. American soldiers used the term black echo to describe the conditions in the tunnels. It was a very hard life for the Viet Cong inside underground, because there was a lack of water, food and air, and the tunnels were also infested by venomous centipedes, ants, rodents, snakes, also scorpions. Yeah, it was very difficult to live there, and usually they came out only during the night in order to engage in a combat. So yeah, it was absolutely hard to survive there. And there were many days when the Americans were bombing the places and where they suspected that there are tunnels, so they were bombing very long. So these soldiers sometimes, these Viet Cong soldiers sometimes remained more than one day inside of the tunnel. So yeah, you can imagine it was absolutely horrible. But some places also had a kitchen inside, and they could I think it was absolutely amazing how they could organize these tunnels, so they could also manage that the smoke was not flying out immediately, so they were not discovered by the enemy. Because of these bad conditions, sickness was rampant between the people living in the tunnels. So malaria was very common. This was the second largest cause of death, next to the wounds of the battle. The tunnels also had a defense system. They had explosive booby traps and bungee stick pits. So these bungee sticks were actually made out of wood or bamboo. They were like spikes, so if the enemy fall on these, they had a serious wound, and if they were lucky, then they died suddenly, because stuck in a tunnel like this without a fellow soldier who could help him out, it was horrible, because maybe or very probably starving to death with these wounds and waiting for these rodents and other venomous snakes and scorpions which are living there. So yeah, you can imagine how terrible that was. But of course I'm on the side of the Vietnamese, because I condemn the American invasion, which was absolutely unnecessary. And this is actually already a political discussion, and I will not enter on this. But yeah, let's focus on the historical facts. So what did the Americans try in order to eliminate these tunnels? In the beginning, they tried to flush the tunnels with water or hot tar or tear gas. But these tunnels were so cleverly constructed and designed that they had trapdoors and also air filtration, so the Viet Cong soldiers could escape from these. So you can imagine like entering in a small tunnel, and if you flush some water inside, that this tunnel actually has another way on the left, and the Viet Cong soldier could just turn left, and the water was flowing down straight. So yeah, it was very cleverly designed, like they could always escape from these attempts. So what did the Americans do after? They trained an elite combat, an elite troops called the red tunnels, and these people were educated and trained in order to deal only with the tunnels, so they had only one pistol, one knife and strings and a flashlight, so they could just enter inside. But the tunnel system was so complicated, and as I mentioned before, it had also many traps that it was impossible for the US people to eliminate these tunnels and to fight against the Viet Cong soldiers in this territory. So the existence of the tunnels caused high frustration for the US. By 1965, the Viet Cong soldiers and the locals were in such a strong position because of this very complex tunnel system that they could decide and they could lead when and where these battles will engage, when and where they will start. So yeah, it was a very high frustration for the US soldiers, and well, they trained also dogs in order to spot the Viet Cong people inside the tunnels, but all these strategies proved ineffective against the very clever and smart locals. In 1968, the Tet offensive took place, and the base of operation were the Cu Chi tunnels, which were by that time already 121 kilometers long, 75 miles, so absolutely huge, amazing tunnel system. So currently we can visit these because the Vietnamese government preserved some parts for a war memorial, and also for the tourists to learn about the history of the Vietnam War. So yeah, I'm very excited to go there, so let's get started. But before that, just a very short information. You can book a shared tourist group trip on TripAdvisor. It's just 17 US dollars, not 70, 17. So yeah, it's very cheap, and also if you contact local tour companies, they offer this trip for the same price. So actually here is no difference if you book it online or book it locally, so it's up to you which choice did you want. So yeah, let's get started.
Which is the war with American. During that time we used many traps like this. Okay, so to make it more special, you think that only this bamboo can kill you? No, it cannot kill you. If you're very lucky, when you jump down here, only you get in like over there. Yeah, so only one stick will stick to your leg. So how can you die? So that we want to, no, we want to increase more damage. So how? We
Poison.
throw the shit and pee down there. Yeah, to increase the bacteria. Yeah, so that when the people, they fall down here, what will happen? The bacteria will get inside their blood. And so, if the people come here and rescue them, the teammate rescue them, they need to cut the legs, cut the arms, or any part that have hurt by this bamboo tree.
Maar besef dat het hij is veel te lang.
Je ziet echt heel
Ja.
veel. Oh, het ging echt makkelijk. Ja. Nu weet ik hoe lang dat is.
Yeah, make it feet. Okay, well done. Okay, slowly. Okay, well done. Anyone want to? I'm good. Any more Viet Cong? Okay.
The tour guide told that they also used fake channels in order to attract the Americans there, and then they were trapped.
If you can work, if you can run, you can get inside the armor. Okay? And so, you can see our outfit over here. This is the Viet Cong athlete. Most of the thing is green. Yeah. So why we have to use the green color? Because like I told you, we need to hide under the tree, under the jungle. So that's why with a very like green color like this, you can easy to hide. And what is this blanket used for? It cannot make you warm because this one, yeah, very small. Yeah, it's not fit for this very beautiful girl. So how? What is this one used for? This one, they used to protect most of the soldier from mosquito and insect.
Gonna get down.
Which
way everyone goes.
Right foot here.
You can't.
Keep on your right foot here. Down. And you can bring your left foot down into here.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. Then you can get right foot onto here. And then down from there. Yeah.
Chụp lấy luôn đi cho tăng á, đứng trước này. Đứng trước đây nè.
Thank you. So that on your body, everywhere is the hole. Yeah. Okay? This one, the jaw trunk. It will make a half of your body stuck over here. Yeah. So it will make sure that the enemy, when they fall down here, they cannot alive. Yeah. Okay? This one just look a little bit similar to our chair. So, the southpaws, they were very rude. Yeah, so we put this one on the ceiling. Yeah, like a souvenir for them. Because the southpaws, they were very rude. So that this one will fall down when they step out, like when they hit our door by the legs. Yeah, they often hit our door by the legs. So that's why this one on the ceiling, and then it will fall down when you open the door. Okay? And also this one, yeah, the trap I love to talk about. You want there? Okay, so this one, they often put on the ceiling also. And when it falls down, it will fall like this. Yeah, so why we have to cut over here? So, goes inside. Okay. Every time when they try to cut it, they need to put water to make sure that it will not too hot and it will not explode. Okay? Okay, let's see over here. We have a lot of grenades. Grenades is normal, but I have a story about landmine for you. Okay? So at that time, when they put the landmine, they need to use the dirt to put on it. But if they put the dirt, the mice flipper. When they put the dirt on it, the mice flipper can fly down. So that's why we don't use any dirt. We use another thing. Can you guess what is that? Another thing to cover, no, not leave. It's too basic. We use the thing and when I come to Vietnam, I have to go first to find the landmark. So when I dig up, I often touch the ship.
I think it's very bizarre that here's a shooting range and you can buy some shooting practices. And sorry that I couldn't add some more commentary to the places which we visit. I hope that these are self-explaining. Oh my god. The reason behind this that we are moving from one place to another very quickly. Our tour guide takes us very quick from one place to another. That's why I couldn't really talk. So yeah, this is the shooting range here. But actually regarding to the first part of the vlog, this is 100% what I explained at the beginning, the booby traps and everything, so the cages, the traps for the American soldiers. So you can imagine that actually what I was saying in the beginning, it's what I showed after.
Like our Vietnamese, we often buy this one and silk and
I don't know how it's to work here and listen to all this shooting all the day, because there is also a buffet, and yeah, this means that they need to listen it like in a war zone. Absolutely incredible. And here we can also find a traditional Vietnamese house from that period. They made sandals out of the tires of the American cars, which they trapped or destroyed. This is how they could reuse it. It's very strong. So now we finally go inside of one of the tunnels.
Okay, if your health is not good and you have problem with heart and lungs, don't come down here, okay? Okay?
Okay.
Excuse me.
You don't have to leave right. Oh, I don't like it.
Okay, keep moving please. No photo. Keep moving. Hello.
You okay? Yeah. You can do it?
Okay, keep moving, guys. Hurry up.
100 meter long. It's not for claustrophobic people,
Get down, get down.
that's for sure.
Anyone else coming? Two people come from India, they don't go. Get stuck.
Oh my god, this was very tough. These tunnels were really real. I don't know how the Viet Cong survived there many days, but well, I wouldn't survive there an hour. It was very, very tough to go through this tunnel. So yeah, this was the vlog about Cu Chi tunnels. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if that's so, please subscribe to my channel if you didn't do it yet. It's very important to push on the bell icon, because this is how you get notified about the new contents. Have a nice day and goodbye.